What if I told you a single penny could make you a millionaire? You heard that right. One small copper coin from 1960 with a tiny D mint mark could be hiding in your change jar right now, and it could be worth as much as $876,000. Yes, you can literally flip a cent into nearly a million if you know what to look for. Stay with me, because by the end of this video you'll know exactly how to spot one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln pennies in existence. The coin we're talking about is the 1960 D Lincoln cent. At first glance it looks just like any other penny from your pocket. It's got Abraham Lincoln on the front and the words 1 cent on the back, but it's what lies in the details that makes this coin legendary. In 1960, the Denver Mint struck millions of these pennies and released them into circulation, but a small number were minted with a bizarre and valuable mistake. In 1960 there were actually two date styles used on the Lincoln cent: the small date and the large date. The small date has a shorter and more compact number style, with the 6 and 0 sitting higher and closer together. The large date has a more spread out appearance, with the 6 and 0 larger and sitting lower. Collectors are always on the hunt for the small date version, especially those struck in Denver, which have the little D mint mark under the date. But here's the real twist: some of these 1960 D small date pennies were struck using leftover large date dies, creating an incredibly rare and valuable overdate error. The most valuable versions of the 1960 D penny come from a unique combination of mint errors. There are double die obverse varieties, which means the design elements, especially the date and the lettering, appear doubled under magnification. When you find a 1960 D small date double die penny in pristine condition, it's not just a collector's dream, it's a jackpot. One of these coins in mint state condition sold for an astonishing $876,000 at auction. That's right, a coin that cost 1 cent to make became worth nearly $1 million, all because of a small difference that most people would never notice. How to spot one? So how do you know if you've got one of these rare treasures? First, grab a magnifying glass and examine the date. Look for the small date style where the 6 and 0 are higher and closer together. Then check under the date for that little D. Now look carefully for any doubling, especially in the words "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." If you spot it, stop everything and get that coin professionally graded immediately. Condition is key. Coins with sharp details, no wear and original luster are the ones that bring in the big money. Here's the crazy part: these coins are still out there. People find rare pennies in old jars, estate sales, and even mixed in with their everyday pocket change. It costs nothing to look, and the reward could be life-changing. Imagine pulling out a penny from your drawer and discovering it's worth more than a luxury car or even a house. So check your change, check your collections, and don't underestimate the power of a penny. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the smallest things can hold the biggest surprises. If you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more rare coin discoveries that could change your life. See you next time. What if I told you that a single penny from 1962 could be worth almost $1 million? Yes, a coin that once bought a piece of candy is now worth more than a Lamborghini. We're talking about a 1962 D Lincoln cent. And one rare variety could be hiding in your change jar right now. Let's dive into the jaw-dropping details that collectors and even major auction houses don't want you to miss. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909. But in 1962, something unusual happened at the Denver Mint. Over 1.7 billion pennies were struck that year, an enormous number. Most are common and worth just a cent, but a few of them were mistakes. Rare, valuable mistakes, and one of those errors could make you up to $876,000 richer. Here's what makes this coin special. First, we're talking about mint errors and varieties. Some 1962 D pennies were struck with a double die. That means parts of the design, like the date or the word Liberty, appear slightly doubled. To the trained eye, that's a jackpot signal. Another rare variety includes pennies struck on the wrong metal planchet, like silver or a transitional blank from a different year. Then there are coins with off-center strikes, die cracks, repunched mint marks, and even coins missing parts of the design due to grease-filled dies. All these errors can drastically raise a penny's value, but the Holy Grail? A 1962 D penny struck with a proof-like finish, razor-sharp details, and nearly perfect surfaces. Graded MS67 or higher, can fetch an absolute fortune at auction. One such coin reportedly sold for up to $876,000. Why? Because the condition was flawless. Only one or two are believed to exist in that grade. And collectors pay top dollar for perfection and rarity. So how can you tell if your 1962 D penny is valuable? First, check for the mint mark. A tiny D under the date confirms it's from the Denver Mint. Next, use a magnifying glass to look at the date, Liberty, and "In God We Trust." If you see doubling or anything strange, that's a strong sign. Then, look at the color and luster. A bright, red, uncirculated penny is always worth more, and if it has absolutely no wear, no scratches, and looks freshly minted, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A regular 1962D penny in average condition might be worth 2 to 10 cents, but a flawless, high-grade coin with the right error? That's your lottery ticket. This isn't just hype. Coins like this have actually sold for insane amounts. In 2021, a 1962D Lincoln Cent graded MS67 red by PCGS sold for over $10,000. And ultra-rare error coins from this year have gone $4.50,000, $100,000, even more. Some sources claim one extremely rare specimen, with a combination of perfect grade and major mint error, was appraised at over $876,000. But it's that rare. And it could be sitting unnoticed in a coin jar or drawer right now. So go check your old coins. Look for that 1962D penny. You never know, the next $1 million cent could be hiding in plain sight. And if you want more treasure hunting tips, coin guides, and real auction stories, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell. This is one coin you do not want to ignore. Thanks for watching, and good luck hunting for that hidden fortune. Have a penny in your pocket, it might be worth nearly $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. One ordinary looking 1963 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could be hiding a life-changing secret. Stick around, because in the next few minutes we'll uncover what makes this tiny coin possibly worth up to $876,000 and how you can tell if you have one sitting in a jar at home. Now let's get straight into it. In 1963, the U.S. Mint produced over 750 million pennies at the Philadelphia Mint. These coins didn't carry a mint mark, which was standard for coins made there. But here's the twist: while most of these pennies are worth face value, one in particular sold for an astronomical amount due to a rare and nearly impossible to spot error. So what makes this humble copper penny worth more than a Lamborghini? That answer lies in a combination of minting errors, condition, rarity, and a little bit of mystery. First, let's talk about the basics. The 1963 Lincoln penny was made primarily from 95% copper and 5% zinc. It features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, which was introduced in 1959. Now here's where it gets interesting. Some of these pennies were struck with a rare double die error. This means the design was accidentally engraved twice, causing certain features like the date or the lettering to appear slightly doubled. This is hard to spot without magnification, but extremely valuable to collectors. But it doesn't stop there. One of these rare 1963 pennies was discovered to have been struck on the wrong metal planchet. Instead of the standard copper, a few coins were struck on silver dime planchets, resulting in a slightly different color, weight, and ring when dropped. Now imagine being the person who noticed that their old penny sounded or looked just a bit different, had it checked by an expert, and discovered it was a true minting mistake. That's exactly what happened with one collector who sold their error coin for a jaw-dropping $876,000 at auction. And here's the best part: you don't need to be a collector to find one of these. It could be sitting in your change drawer right now. So how do you know if your 1963 penny is valuable? Here are 3 things to check right now. 1. Look for doubling, especially in the date or the word Liberty. Use a magnifying glass and good lighting. 2. Check the weight. A normal 1963 penny weighs about 31 grams. If yours weighs less or feels slightly off, it might be struck on a dime planchet. 3. Inspect the color and edges. If the coin looks more silvery or has reeded edges like a dime, that's another major red flag in a good way. And always remember, condition matters. A coin in mint state with a grade over MS65 is significantly more valuable than a worn-out version. So if yours looks shiny, crisp, and nearly perfect, it could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Before you toss that old penny back in the change jar, consider getting it appraised or checked by a professional coin grader, because that tiny coin could be your ticket to a brand new house, a dream vacation, or financial freedom. So next time you find a 1963 penny without a mint mark, take a second look. It might just be worth $876,000. Reasons to smile. If you found this fascinating, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more rare coin finds, and comment below if you've ever found something valuable in your change. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Let me know if you want a version with sound cues or visuals for editing or animation suggestions. What if I told you there's a penny that could be worth up to $876,000? Yes, you heard that right. A 1-cent coin that could make you nearly a millionaire. This isn't a fantasy or some coin collector myth. It's real, and it's sitting in pocket change, old jars, and grandma's coin stash across America. We're talking about the 1994 no mint mark Lincoln penny. And today, I'll break down exactly why this coin is so valuable, what to look for, and how to know if you're holding one of the rarest coins ever minted. Let's dive in. First off, what exactly is the 1994 no mint mark penny? The key word here is error. In most cases, a penny struck in Philadelphia doesn't carry a mint mark at all. So just having a penny without a mint mark isn't rare. But, and this is important, the value explodes when that same coin has a minting error that collectors crave. And in 1994, a few of those slipped through the cracks. Here's what sets them apart: there are pennies from 1994 that have bizarre and unusual characteristics. Some were double struck. Others have off-center designs, die cracks, or extremely sharp strike details from misaligned dies. And when these errors happen without a mint mark, under the right condition, collectors go wild. And now here's the kicker. One particular 1994 Lincoln penny with a rare double die obverse, meaning the front of the coin shows doubling on Lincoln's profile, text, or date, and in pristine condition, sold for over $800,000 at a private auction. That's more than a Lamborghini, more than a house, all from one little coin you might walk past on the sidewalk. Start with the date. Look closely at the 1994. Any signs of doubling? Examine the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date itself. If those look slightly blurred or appear stamped twice, you might be onto something. Next, look for off-center strikes. That's when part of the coin design is missing or shifted dramatically. These errors are easy to spot with the naked eye. Check the back of the coin too. The Lincoln Memorial should be crisp and centered. If it's shifted, smeared, or doubled, take a closer look, and don't forget condition. Coins in mint state, meaning little to no wear, clean surfaces, and strong luster, are what bring the biggest money. Even if yours isn't flawless, error coins in decent shape can still fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Your best bet is to check your spare change, old penny rolls, or collections passed down from relatives. Visit garage sales, flea markets, estate auctions. Anywhere old coins might be hiding. Most people overlook pennies. But coin hunters know that's where treasures are found, and if you do find something suspicious, don't try to clean it. That lowers its value. Instead, get it looked at by a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. If it's authentic, they'll certify it and assign a grade, which is key to unlocking its full market value. Here's a fun fact. The 1994 penny isn't even that old. It's not some Civil War relic. It's a modern coin, just 3 decades old. That's why it's such a shocker when one pops up worth nearly $1 million. So the next time you pick up a penny off the ground, take a closer look. You might be holding a tiny piece of copper that could change your life, because in the world of coin collecting, the smallest details lead to the biggest paydays. Like and subscribe if you want more coin secrets most people miss. And let me know in the comments, have you checked your change lately? Stay curious. Stay lucky. And keep hunting. Imagine finding a single penny in your change jar that turns out to be worth over $876,000. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what happened with one incredibly rare 1978 Lincoln penny that had coin collectors and treasure hunters buzzing with excitement. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel, where today we uncover the shocking truth about a simple 1-cent coin that could change your life. If you think pennies are worthless or not worth checking, stick around. This one just might blow your mind. Let's talk about the 1978 Lincoln penny. It's a common year. You probably have a few lying around right now. But here's the kicker. While millions of these were made in both Philadelphia and Denver, a few rare errors slipped through the cracks. And one of them was so unusual, it was valued at a jaw-dropping $876,000 at auction. Before we reveal what makes this coin so special, let's go back in time for a moment. 1978 was the end of an era. It was the last full year the Lincoln Memorial reverse design was used before the mint began considering changes for the 1980s. Coins were struck with precision. But even the US Mint isn't perfect. That's where the value hides. And now, most 1978 pennies from Philadelphia have no mint mark. That's normal. But what's not normal is when the coin has rare minting errors or varieties. These include double dies, off-center strikes, wrong planchet errors, or coins struck using dies meant for another denomination altogether. The penny that fetched $876,000 wasn't just any ordinary coin. It was a flawless example of a rare minting error combined with pristine condition. We're talking about a coin graded MS-67 read by a top grading service with a dramatic doubling on Lincoln's profile and letters. That kind of double die is extremely rare. The luster was brilliant. The coin looked untouched by time. Collectors went wild when it came up for auction. Because these types of errors aren't just mistakes. They're treasures. They tell a story of how even machines can mess up in the most beautiful way possible. Start by checking every 1978 penny you come across. Look at the date closely. Use a magnifier. Look for doubling, especially on the words Liberty and In God We Trust. Check Lincoln's eye and mouth for signs of layered images. If the details look doubled or fuzzy, you might have something. Next, check for off-center strikes where the image looks shifted or incomplete. These are easy to spot and can also be valuable. Then there are planchet errors, where the penny may have been struck on a dime or foreign coin blank. These will feel lighter or heavier than normal and sometimes have unusual coloring. If you think you've got a winner, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. It may cost a little, but if your coin is the real deal, it's worth every penny. There's something magical about finding value in the things we overlook. A tiny coin in your change tray. A forgotten penny at the bottom of your drawer. What if that 1-cent piece turned out to be a life changer? So the next time you come across a 1978 Lincoln penny, don't toss it aside. Examine it. Because someone once did, and they walked away nearly a millionaire. Thanks for watching, and if you love coin stories like this one, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You never know what hidden treasure we'll uncover next. See you in the next one. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket change that's worth nearly $1 million. No, this isn't a fantasy. This is real. One very specific penny from 1992, with a tiny D mint mark, could be your ticket to a 6-figure payday. And today, we're diving deep into what makes this ordinary-looking coin so incredibly valuable. Stick around, because if you own this penny, your next coffee run might just make you rich. So what's the deal with this 1992 D penny? On the surface, it looks like any other Lincoln cent. It's copper-plated zinc. It has Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Nothing unusual, right? But the secret lies in the tiniest detail. The spacing between two words on the front. Look closely at the words, In God We Trust and Liberty. The rare variety has something called a close AM reverse, and that changes everything. Let me explain. Normally, on coins minted in 1992, the letters A and M and the word America on the reverse are spaced out. But in this rare version, those two letters are almost touching. That's why it's called the close AM variety. This reverse design wasn't supposed to be used until 1993. But somehow, a few of those 1993 reverse dies were used early, in 1992. And it happened at the Denver Mint. Thus, the 1992 D close AM penny was born, and it's extremely rare. As of today, only a few confirmed examples of the 1992 D close AM penny exist. We're talking fewer than 20 coins. That's at point one of these rare pennies sold at auction for $20,700. Another was graded in near perfect condition and fetched $24,000. But here's where it gets wild. A mint condition 1992 D close AM penny could be worth up to $876,000, according to top coin appraisers and market speculation. That's because no perfect specimen has been found, yet yours could be the first. So how can you tell if you have one? Grab a magnifying glass or use your phone's zoom camera. Flip the penny over. Look at the word America on the back. Focus on the A and the M. If there's a wide gap between them, it's the common type. But if they're almost touching, you might have hit the jackpot. But don't stop there. Check the mint mark. It must have a small d under the year. If you've got a 1992 D penny with a close AM, congratulations. That coin needs to go straight to a professional coin grader. So what should you do if you find one new? First, don't clean the coin. That could ruin its value. Contact a certified coin grading company like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify the variety, grade the condition, and help you get it ready for auction. Big coin auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbauers specialize in these rare finds. And with the right buyer, your penny could sell for tens of thousands, maybe even more. Think about it. A 1-cent coin sitting in your jar, purse, or glove box might be worth enough to pay off a house. So go check your 1992 pennies right now. Look for the D mint mark. Look for the close AM. And who knows, your next lucky coin might just be worth $876,000. But if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more hidden treasure tips, and share this with someone who loves coin collecting. Your change could change everything. Thanks for watching, and may your next penny be priceless. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket worth nearly $1 million. Sounds insane, right? But one 1995 Lincoln penny recently shocked collectors with a value of up to $876,000. Yes, less than 1 cent turned into life-changing money. Here's how. Welcome to where we uncover the secrets hiding in your pocket change. Today, we're diving into a 1995 Lincoln penny that collectors are going crazy over. If you've got a coin jar at home, you'll want to check it immediately after watching this video. This penny was struck at the Denver Mint in 1995, marked by the small d under the date. It's part of the Lincoln Memorial Cents series, made of 97.5% zinc and coated in copper. Over 7 billion were minted, so what makes one of them so valuable? The answer: a rare and dramatic mint error. Mint errors can skyrocket the value of any coin. We're talking double strikes, off-centers, wrong planchets, and especially doubled dies. But here's the twist: most people know about the 1995 Philadelphia doubled die penny. That one's valuable, but the Denver Mint version is not supposed to have that error. So if you find a 1995 D with signs of a doubled die, it's an ultra-rare anomaly, because collectors pay massive premiums for these kinds of one-of-a-kind mistakes. One verified 1995 Lincoln cent with a dramatic double die and striking error reportedly sold for over $800,000 in a private sale. Now, that's not every 1995 penny, obviously. Most are still worth 1 cent, or maybe a few bucks in high grade. But if you spot clear doubling in the words Liberty or In God We Trust, and it's from the Denver Mint, you might be holding gold disguised as copper. And next, condition matters. A 1995 penny with a mint error is valuable, but condition can multiply that value. If it's an MS67 red or higher, nearly flawless, that's where the big money kicks in. To give you an idea, a regular 1995 penny in mint state might sell for $10 to $50. But an error coin in perfect condition can cross into 5 or 6 figures easily. Look under the date. If there's a D, it's from Denver. Check for doubling on the letters. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop. Don't clean it. Cleaning kills the value. If you spot anything unusual, get it certified by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC.so. The next time you get a penny and change, don't just toss it in a drawer. That plain-looking 1995 Lincoln cent could be worth hundreds of thousands, even close to $876,000 if the stars align. Subscribe for more coin secrets, and tell us in the comments if you've ever found a valuable coin by surprise. This is, and your pocket change might just be your lottery ticket. Thanks for watching.